Hello. Welcome to the People's House, like I like to call public media. I'm Taya Ryan. I'm the president here, and I could not be happier to welcome all of you again for this extraordinary event at GEEARS. Thank you so much, Stephanie. Thank you so much, Mindy, for thinking of us and bringing this wonderful event here. I am a very proud member of the Board of Directors of GEEARS, and I've learned a tremendous amount. I did not understand the value sociologically, personally, of early childhood education until I began to work at public media. And certainly in public television, we have a tremendous commitment to early childhood learning, so it's a wonderful partnership that we share with GEEARS. But my big job here is to introduce to you such an impressive person. Dr. Alexander is here to speak to us. He is the DeKalb County Chief of Police. He is also impressively the president of the National Organization of Black Law Enforcement. Before that, he was head of federal security for the Dallas-Fort Worth International Airport, and I suggested that he was probably more comfortable here right now than being head of the Dallas-Fort Worth International Airport. And then he reminded me that he worked only a few blocks from the CDC. Anyway, he was also the Deputy Commissioner of the Office of Public Safety for the New York Division of Criminal Justice, an extraordinary background and has much to teach us. So please welcome Dr. Alexander.
Good afternoon, and thank you very much for that very delightful introduction. But in the interest of time, I just wanted to take a moment to come by and share with you what is so clearly very important to us in law enforcement, in the criminal justice system as well, too. One thing that was not mentioned, I'm also a clinical psychologist by training and had an opportunity to practice for a while in the state of New York. As part of my career over the last 30 years, more than 30 years actually, of being involved in law enforcement. But what I find incredibly important in all of this, and certainly something I learned many, many years ago, and even some of the more recent research will still bear out today, is that you've heard a lot of it here already, but being able to involve ourselves or engage ourselves as early as we can in childhood development is critically important. From the time of birth up to 5 years of age, all the research clearly indicates, and I have seen it professionally, and I've also, as a psychologist, and I've also seen it from the other side, from the law enforcement side, but what is very clear and what is supported not only by research, but in real life as well too, as I have examined it, is that the earlier we're able to get to these kids and help them to learn and feel and be part of something is so incredible to their development. For an example, what we do know is that there's a window in life that is closing, and that is between 0 to 5 years of age. Neurons are developing and being created in our brain from the time of birth. Neurons, neurotransmitters, which is an endogenous chemical in the brain, quite frankly, deliver to us messages. And in those messages, which we refer to as synapses, what occurs in that short period of time, from 0 to 5 years of age, as the brain is growing and developing, certain things have to happen. And if these things do not happen, then that window closes and will probably never open again. For an example, speech, the ability to learn, the ability to feel, the ability to have emotional connections with others happens during that time frame. If that does not happen, regardless of who you are, regardless of your economic background, race, gender, it does not matter, it will never open up again. So it becomes important that early childhood learning, where children who may not have an opportunity to be something greater or have an opportunity to be exposed to something greater than maybe what's in their own community or homes. What has to happen, they have to be able to communicate, they have to be able to touch, they have to be able to feel, they have to be in an environment where they feel cared for. That is part of the development of the brain. It's all not chemical, it's all not physical, I should say. It's also emotional. Because if we're not exposed to love, if we're not exposed to sound, if we're not exposed to words or feelings, between that age of 0 to 5, it may never come back around. And when that happens, then I don't have to explain to any of you what are oftentimes what will come after that. Preschool education, where youngsters have an opportunity to learn how to read, to be around other children and communicate. If you remember those babies that was up here just 20, 30 minutes ago, it's amazing at their young age how well they can construct sentences. And it made us laugh because it's cute. But there are youngsters at their age in many communities across this state and across this country who cannot put sentences together, who cannot show some type of affect that they can feel and be connected to others. Every home in every part of this community across this country, across this state, we may have opportunities in some places, but not in all places. In the places where we don't, preschool education and what needs to be done here is so critically important. The program that I'm part of, Fight Crime, Invest in Kids, we support preschool education. We understand the importance of it, not just from a scientific perspective, but also one from a sociological perspective as well, too. It is very, very simple. It's not hard. We really don't have to talk about it that much. It is just critically important that all of us be mindful of the fact that these young children that are born a blank screen need to be put in an environment where they can learn how to feel, how to love, and what loves feel like for them in a healthy environment. Because many children do not have that opportunity if they don't have the exposure to language. And this is what preschool does. And this is why it's so important in this state that we do everything that we can to promote what we see here and what we're promoting, what GEEAR is doing here today. I will end here by saying thank you for your time, and I hope you certainly do feel and hear the compassion that I have about this, because this has been all of my life. I'm tired of putting people in jail, and we're not going to arrest our way out of this situation. So thank you all very much for an opportunity to be here with you today. God bless. Thank you.